be fair to say this next story is part of a Fox 9 News series that ranks amongst our most popular.
Yeah, we're talking about Wolf Week, and tonight Randy Meyer joining us to crank up the awe factor with some very cute pups and how we learn from them, Randy.
True, but once you get past the cute factor, Jeff and Kelsey, there's a lot to be learned from those wolf pups. And for wildlife biologists, it all comes down to wolf health, equating to wolf numbers, none of which can happen unless you can see and study the timber wolf up close, which is exactly what we did.
Wind is blowing in our face from the den, so it's a better chance we'll surprise somebody there.
Good. Seeing wolves in the wild is rare and difficult. Finding them at a spring den with pups in the kind of rough terrain they prefer is even more challenging.
So what do you think?
Kind of threading around in this blowdown. Yeah, and we're slowly getting there, a tenth of a mile away.
Okay.
But the technology of GPS tracking by DNR wildlife biologists means finding a small hole dug in the ground is not impossible.
This is what we come here for. Just big enough to, some of them are down the hole and some of them started squirming away.
Wild wolf pups that, if this day goes well, will shed new light on why half of them will likely not survive. This is May. But let's backtrack to the cold and snow of winter when the journey of gauging the health and numbers of Minnesota's wolves really begins.
So, Jason, we're up in search of the wolves. It's a challenging undertaking, huh? It is. They're not always out in the open. Sometimes they make you search for them. Sometimes they present themselves quite openly.
Using two airplanes, one below us that hones in on signals from radio-collared wolves, and our plane, we search. DNR pilot Jason Jensen guides us over the forest canopy and frozen lakes near Grand Rapids.
Boy, when you get up here, you're reminded how much vast wilderness there still is up here. We have space.
That vastness, so evident from the air, is what makes piecing the puzzle of wolf packs that live out here into a number difficult. But one thing is certain, wolf numbers in Minnesota are increasing. By last DNR count, some 3,000 live here. In the late 1970s, the home range for wolves was the southern edge of the Boundary Waters. 10 years later, their range had doubled. And in the 20 years that followed, wolf packs extended down to Lake Mille Lacs and east. By last year, a little more in all directions. Still, finding them is not easy.
Yeah, we look for we hone in on a collared wolf, and once we get a loud enough signal where, if we're lucky, we can put eyes on the wolf.
Exactly what happened as the pilot in our tracker plane keys in.
It looks like there's two walking right on the lake, right below me now.
Okay, we're looking for you.
Can't miss them, they're trailing out onto the lake.
All right, we got them there. See them, Scott? The two dots?
Oh yeah,
parallel. We're on them. We're on them.
Two wolves with their path from the forest easily visible, strolling out onto a frozen lake, seemingly unfazed by our plane passing overhead.
So those two wolves, Jason, they're just doing their thing out there on the lake. Yeah, one has a collar, and the other could be a mate.
Now, do you think they're part of a pack, or they're just...
That could be the pack. They could be part of the pack.
Just one pack of some 500 packs that live out in this vast expanse, many of which are denned up with pups right now. They, in many ways, mirror the litter we located near Cloquet on the Fond du Lac Reservation in early May.
So we've got 3 here that we found outside the den and possibly 2 more down in the den.
DNR and tribal biologists working together see each of these pups as a link to better understanding wolf life and death. 2,000 wolves die each year in Minnesota, most of which are pups.
What kills wolf pups?
Some cases it's disease, parvovirus, starvation is a common case with wolf pups, various illnesses and accidents. So occasionally, I'm sure other predators, another animal, when the adult wolves are away, a bear could come by and kill a young pup that's outside the den, a bobcat.
Understanding a wolf pup's life, be it short or long, starts with basic statistics and identity. Each of the 4 is weighed
5.2 pounds.
and measured.
23 neck.
Small numbered ear tags give them an identity, and an identifying chip is inserted into a foreleg.
So we're inserting a pit tag right now, which is a permanent mark, kind of similar to what any dog, or a lot of dogs and cats have now under the skin. This just lets us, you know, years from now, if we have this wolf in hand again, we can just put the reader on it and read the tag number.
Wolf pups like this with ear tags and chips can really be studied their whole life. And that's the hope of the team out here today, is that this pup and the other 3 will be able to be followed and studied in the years to come.
Until then, these wild wolf pups will stay under the watchful eye of their mother and the rest of the pack.
This is the 4th of 4. We're going to let him go back into his den. I'm going to set him down here, and hopefully he'll know where to go. I'm going to have to help him. Come a little closer. Okay. Go. Go. Oh no, wrong direction. There you go. There you go.
The life or death of these gray wolves and others like them now hinge on the harshness of the wilderness from which they were born, and for now, the protection of the den where they belong. Now, a lot of people who live in Minnesota, hunters, ranchers, scientists, have strong feelings about wolves and wolf numbers, mainly because they don't often agree on what's accurate. Others worry wolf range is getting too close to home for comfort. It should be noted, gray wolves, what we know as our timber wolves, cannot be hunted. They were placed back on the endangered species list several years ago. That could change sometime in the future. In the meantime, DNR officials say studies like this one give them the best gauge of the overall wolf population today and where it might be going in the future.